Next up, we have Dwight Lindsey from Lindsey Optics. Doesn't necessarily create or build lenses, but it's all glass, and he's got some really interesting products. So Dwight, if you're with us, please hop in.
Hello, my name is Dwight Lindsey. I'm president and owner of Lindsey Optics, which I started after I left Schneider Optics in 2017. So our first project in 2017 was to make a series of macro attachment lenses. They are 3-element air-gapped lenses. These shots were done with a 70-200 Canon compact servo lens, and as you see, you can get a full zoom effect in macro. I love the Canon 70-200. The Zeiss has more aperture blades and more circular bokeh. Anyway, these are macro attachment lenses. They go on the front of prime lenses, typically 50mm and up. And on compact zoom lenses, we've also put them on the 85-300 Fujinon, which is rather larger, and it works from I think it's about 90 to 300 on that Fujinon. So this is our Rotopole, which was one of our next projects. It fits in 4x5.65 matte boxes, which are RE tray compliant. It goes directly in the matte box. And as you can see, it has thumb wheel gears on each side. There is a 1/4-20 thread in the handle on all of our rotas. Our standard product is 1.5 stop, 38% transmission. We also make a 1 stop, which is 50% transmission, of course. The story there is that polarizers are constructed with microscopic gray lines with clear spaces in between. The closer you get those lines together, the better polarization effect. The further apart you put them, the more transmission you get, because the clear spaces are wider. And when the clear spaces get wider, the polarization effect is not quite as dramatic. So we still believe that our standard 1.5 stop is the one that should be in everyone's toolbox. If you need the extra half a stop of transmission, we have the 1 stop available, and it's been very popular lately. I don't know why. So this, the next product was our variable neutral density. This gives you between 2 and 8 stops of neutral density. It's very neutral. When it's constructed with 2 polarizers, when the polarizers are aligned so that the microscopic lines are going the same direction, you get 2 stops of neutral density. If you oppose them, you get 9 stops, but it shifts dramatically blue at 9 stops. We call it blue leak in the business. And but if you back off to 8 stops, it's which I think is 2.4 if I remember right. It's very neutral, so just don't use it at 9 stops. Here you can see the variable neutral density with a motor mounted on it. There's a 15mm post in that 1/4-20 hole and the motor, and so now you can wirelessly control it. Interestingly, if you put the rotating polarizer, the Rotopole, in front of the variable neutral density in your matte box, you can use both rather successfully. And we're doing this, or our customers are doing this on car shoots where you're rolling down the road and a cloud goes over and you want to change the density and the polarization. You can do it wirelessly and you've saved a great deal of time during the shoot. So next in our evolving product range, we developed tray-mounted diopters, tray-mounted close-up lenses, which are erroneously referred to as diopters in the business. Diopter is a unit of measurement and not the name of a product. In any case, this happens to be our studio version, which has the handle, knurled post in the top. Makes it a little easier to handle. We make it also without that post. It's a little smaller. We have them between a 1/4 diopter and 3 diopters. The 1/4, 1/2, and 1 fit in one slot, one stage in the matte box. We actually are using a higher than normal refractive index glass on the +1 in order to get it to be less than 6 millimeters thick. The trays are 6 millimeters thick, and the glass has to be less than that, of course. The +3 fits in 3 slots, the +2 in 2 slots. If you were to take a 138 millimeter diopter, which we also make, and put it into a diopter tray, you put the +3 into a diopter tray, you'll find that you take the coating off the glass when you put it in. Our solution to that was really rather simple. In all of these, we don't use the 138 millimeter drop-in metal ring. The glass, which is really 133 in diameter in all 138 millimeter drop-ins, we put that 133 millimeter glass directly in the tray. And so one of the questions we get asked is, can you swap it back and forth? And I guess the answer is yes, you could, but you don't want to. We then went on to use our Rotoframe to put in split diopters, which are obviously for deep focus. And what you want to do with a split diopter is you want to align the cut edge of the diopter with some artifact in the scene, some door edge or building edge or a log in a nature scene. Something that will hide the trick of that cut edge. And with the rotosplits, it's simple and easy to rotate that split edge to match that line or artifact in the scene. And once you find it, you can push the little red switch on the top and lock it there for the shoot. They come in 1/4, 1/2, 1, 2, and 3. And like our other tray-mounted diopters, they the 1/4, 1/2, and 1 fit in one slot. The +2 needs 2 slots, and the +3 needs 3 slots. So next up in our development was the streak filters. And while we could make these in 4x5.65 as other people do, we decided to again put them in the Rota tray so that you can rotate them. This one happens to be a confetti filter. By the way, we make our streak filters, flare filters, in a wide variety of colors. Clear and blue are the most popular. I put blue up here on the slides because it's easier to see on the slide. This is a short video of a confetti that happens to have red, white, and blue rod lenses. We are now making a rainbow with 6 or 7 different colors. And we have it, of course, in clear and in blue and in orange and red and green and a whole variety of colors. This is our swirl filter. So you can see that the rod lenses are bent and curved. And this gives a really unique effect. It's sort of a star effect, but with a long elliptical tail. This particular one has clear and blue rod lenses in it. So you get a little bit of a blue cast on the white finger lights there. The green and red and blue finger lights give you the color of the light. If you use a clear streak filter of any of our streaks, you'll get white flares. These light sources are really very small and very bright, and so you get a distinct flare. If the light sources get to be broader, bigger light sources, headlights, that sort of thing, the streaks get to be longer. Our largest project so far is our large format viewfinder. This viewfinder is completely optical. We've kept it pretty small by using prisms. Some other viewfinders use mirrors or a Galilean telescope design. This has two prisms in the back. If you see the little red buttons there at the top, there's one on each side, and when you press those, you can remove the module that is in there. We have modules for Super 35, full frame, VistaVision, and large format. This is truly a large format viewfinder. You see there the full frame module in the picture. This is truly a large format viewfinder. We can view formats as large as Alexa 65. It is natively LPL. We supply a PL to LPL adapter with each one. We've recently, since these pictures were made, we have added a NATO rail to the bottom of the viewfinder and to the handle extension. That makes balance adjustment a little bit easier. There you see the handle extension, and there's a kip arm there. We've now got the NATO rail there. Next slide. This is a matte box conversion kit that we're making, I think it's LMB4 is a 6.6 matte box, and LMB4 has just 2 stages, and we're making this little kit that allows you to add a stage. And that's a Duclos back that's on the back there. What we've also done, we've made a rotating grad filter. So we have graduated filters at 0.3, 0.9, sorry, 0.3, 0.6, 0.9, and 1.2, which are in our rotoframes, our 4x5.65 rotoframes. And so now you can align the grad rather quickly and easily using the thumb wheels or even the motorized thumb wheel. And you can align that grad in a traditional horizontal way to bring the sky and clouds down in exposure. Or you could rotate it some other way, use a 0.3 or a 0.6 to lower a certain area of the scene by perhaps 1 or 2 stops, and therefore emphasize the other area of the scene. And it's rather easy to find that alignment by rotating the grad. That's it. If you have any other questions, my email is dwight@lindseyoptics.com. I'm done.
Thank you, Dwight. It's you've got a lot of really innovative products that we love.